Hello, niños. I don't know how to speak Spanish other than that word, so don't expect me to start subbing all of my videos in Spanish or speaking Spanish for all of you Spanish people. Anyways, welcome back to episode 3 of the new Skyrim AE series that I've been doing with the Dwarven Empress build. In the last video, you may have seen that I've gotten a bit more powerful. If you didn't watch it, then what are you doing here in the middle of a series? You might as well go watch it, because I got this nifty little horse. Anyways, I went to the College of Winterhold, because today I decided to go get some knowledge. I decided to go to college, because I figured that's the next best thing. The ride across town was pretty expensive, because... or not expensive. It was pretty long. I mean, Winterhold's a very big town. You can get lost in it pretty easily. Anyways, I finally made it to the end of Winterhold. Man, it took so long. It took me a few hours of gameplay, so that's why I decided to cut it out. Came up to Ferolda, and then I completely forgot what I was here for. Completely forgot that this was the College of Winterhold. Had amnesia, so I asked her, "What is this place? What are you doing here?" And then she told me, "Oh, it's College of Magic." So I was like, "Oh, well, that's pretty sick. You know that I can make it in here, though. I don't have to prove myself." She said she didn't know that I was super good. Like, she had never heard my name. So I walked away from her. Didn't care too much. Then I went to talk to another person, Mirabelle. That one lady that you talked to like 3 times in the Winterhold series, and then you never talk to her again. It's like you see her in the hallways, but you never actually mention anything. She was kind of boring, so I just continued on to the inside of the place anyways, because I couldn't be bothered to stand around and talk to her. The apparently Tolfdir, though, didn't really like my cockiness too much, because he decided to, I went to help him. I wanted to help him, teach everyone how to use wards, but he just was like, well, I guess we're just going to move on to the next thing. It's because I suck at wards, I suppose. But, anyways, wasn't too big a deal, because I decided to buy a few nifty spells from him. I was kind of still sad, though, but wasn't going to let that bother me. So, the next thing I did was I got Ebony Flesh Alteration spell, because I decided not to let all those hours of telekinesis grinding hurt me. I did finally find the Destruction Lady. She had some pretty decent spells, but I only had enough money to buy the one, because I sold a few things to her, so I was able to buy it. But then that's all I went there for. Yeah, all of that. I went there for 10 minutes. All that waiting you guys did. All that for 10 minutes of actual gameplay. I still felt like my character was missing something, because I was like, oh, you know what? I think I'm going to do something with this character. I had a certain hunger for power, so I walked into a random bandit camp and completely murdered everyone. Well, you might be asking yourself, hey, why did you go all the way to this random place just to kill some bandits? Well, I didn't come here just to kill bandits. You'll see in a minute. But you'll see, these bandits, they were nothing compared to my oversized mallet. They were nothing. They crumbled beneath it, although I decided to cheese the rest of them with my fire spells. They just simply couldn't handle my heat. Pretty hot, pretty burning hot. So I, after eventually killing them, I decided to roleplay as a very certain character from a certain big gaming series, known as Crafter Miner. Man, that's Crafter Miner. It's not really known, actually, now that I think about it. I mean, yeah, it has a small following, and it's pretty known on the internet, but, not really much else to say about that, Crafter Miner. So I sat here for a while smacking all this iron ore, honestly, because it's a lot faster than just having it one by one, clicking X, whacking it 3 times. 6, 7, 8, 9 times, and then being done, when you can just power attack that many times in 10 seconds. So eventually, coming out of that cave, I drained the earth dry. I exited, and still felt like I was lacking in power. You see, these special rocks that I got from smacking these walls, it's very useful. You'll see why in a little bit, but I had to head to the next best place I knew for more special rocks. not before I, that next place was in Dawnstar, but, not before I reached my hand into the Ethereum of Skyrim's reality and was able to pull out some nice little goodies. I took Mr. Krabs into the next unsuspecting target, which was this cave in Dawnstar, and unleashed my wrath, which I had to censor it due to being too violent. But why were you able to show the other? Shh, don't pay attention to that. I was only able to show the other one for... You don't need to know. Anyways, I still felt like I was lacking in those special rocks that I needed. So I went to the mine that most people usually go through as soon as I get out of Helgen, and the rocks decided they've had enough and I couldn't hit them. They wouldn't let me take anything from them. So I decided to let all my other aggression and anger out by going to Belethor and selling some of his stuff. Or not his stuff, but selling some of the stuff and punching him and making him get new stuff. It was kind of weird, he just, I punched him and he was like, ow, what can I do for you? And then he sold me more things. Anyways, I decided to get a little bit of resting, and then I proceeded to melt the special rocks down for even further revenge and turn them all into little pointy blades known as daggers. I turned them into daggers, and they couldn't say no to it, and they had to listen to me because they were metal and I was human. That was all I was going to do. But at the same time, after selling the rest of those daggers off to the lady, she said she'd put him in a nice home, which I really knew they'd be sailed to some they'd be sailed off to some dirty, greasy people in a foreign land. Didn't really bother me, though. I faded through reality and found some more things to put under my disposal and my tyranny. But by the end of all this smithing, I only managed to get up to level 47 smithing, which honestly I thought I could have gotten more done with that. Now that I think about it, I definitely feel like I should have had more level ups for that. Because everyone in real life realizes, man, I've been studying this thing for hours and I haven't leveled up. It's just weird. That's how reality works. But, oh yeah, this clip I was showing you just to kind of break away for a minute. That's to show that the 4 seasons thing, the buff that you get, is actually pretty useful. Because that 4 seasons buff, I actually was able to use for, what do you call it? I was able to use it. That 4 seasons buff helps me with getting, what do you call it? During snowing, it makes your heavy armor points, skill point, go higher. During raining, it makes your light armor better. During inclement weather, just normal weather, I guess, it gives you, better speech. No, raining gives you better speech. Normal weather gives you, increased light armor. And then, just cold weather gives you something else. I can't really remember. But anyways, the reason why I was in Windhelm in the first place, as you can see here, was I was just trying to sell and buy more stuff, because this is also one of the better places to start smithing and enchanting, which any one of you, if you wanted to, you could come here and get the you can level up enchanting and smithing at the same time really quickly, because you can smith things, then go enchant those smithing items, and then sell those smithing items to the 2 vendors that are right there, the blacksmith and then the other person. Anyways, I did get a lot of enchant leveled up, but my smithing, of course, still capped out at a certain point. So right here, I was just like, oh, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna go and start the Dwarven house thing, which, I actually ended up doing pretty quickly. But the thing is, oh yeah, I stopped into Whiterun because I wanted to get that other Civil War quest thing started, the Civil War Champions, because, I don't know, I figured I just wanted to add it into my questing for a while, because, actually, I also knew I was going to go to Kynes Grove, so I was like, oh, whatever, I guess I'll just get it, because Kynes Grove had, an optional thing that I remember seeing someone do before, and I was already going past that way, so I was like, oh, I guess two birds, one stone, because the next thing I also had to do was go to Winterhold to read this journal that would then take me to the place where I actually had the, the house, the Dwarven house. Well, the closest place that I had to get there was Windhelm, so I fast traveled there, came here, past Kynesgrove, and I had to get 5 snowbear pelts to even start this quest thing, which I was not about to take time to do that. So I was like, whatever. I'm not going to do it. Decided to leave. Thought I'd put it off for later. I didn't come across much on my way to the Dwarven house, except for this necromancer, which literally only managed to just barely escape me here for a minute, but it could not escape my wrath, because I'm evil Dwarven Empress, and I have powerful magics. I also beat the crap out of his dog, but that's besides the point. It's already dead, so it's not animal abuse. PETA, please don't get me. It's dead. It's like the pet cemetery thing, where the pets come back to life whenever they're buried there. So, you didn't go after those people, did you? No, you didn't. Besides that. And also I have a Dwarven mechanical horse, so you can't blame me. I'm not evil, actually. I have a metal horse transformer. Which, by the way, the metal horse's name is going to be named, what's that one guy's name? What's his name? I forgot his name. Optimus Prime. I am going to name it Optimus Prime, the Megabot. No, wait, no. The Megatron. The Megabot. The Megatron. I think it's a Megatron, right? Megatron? The Autobots and the Megatrons. That sounds about right. But he is the Optimus Prime, the Megabot. Yeah, so I walked into the cave and killed these bandits pretty easily because, well, they're stupid and they could not handle my intelligent magic. Because I'm not too stupid to use it. So I walked back in through these doors, which you would have thought they had it locked while they're in here, but nope. They could not understand the dwarven mechanisms that they had at their disposal, which that's what I came here for. All these Dwemer interesting things. I decided to just, quit with the bullcrap and stop using the magic because of the fact that, I ran out of magic. Not because I'm too stupid to use it, but I just ran out of magic. It's like in real life, you run out of stamina, you stop completely. Like, you can't move, you can't jump, can't do anything. Anyways, besides those few bandits, there were skeevers in the rest of the place, which I find kind of weird, how there were skeevers throughout the rest of the house, but these bandits were just, like, sitting in one spot. I did realize that these cork bulb arrows, which you make from using the cork bulb root, and, like, firewood, they paralyze things, which I find that pretty cool. I didn't know that happened. I think that was actually added with some, like, either the Rare Curios Creation Club stuff. The thing where the Khajiits had a bunch of new things. They seem to sell a lot of the new, like, alchemy things. Find those pretty cool, but other than that, I'm probably not going to use those, actually. I did strip this dead body naked, though, after going down the elevator shaft. Like this, I like going up and down Dwarven elevator shafts, but it's besides the point. Walked into this nice trophy room. I had to find some cool-looking things, and my gamer sense was telling me that I should probably loot this area full of things because I needed it for whatever reason. I came back in here, and then my gamer sense also kicked back in, and I was like, oh wait, I could use these Dwarven actuators. So I picked up all of them that I absolutely could, and read this note, and it turns out that I actually did need some of those things already. I had to go look for those, but luckily I didn't waste any time having to do that, although I did need to pick up the Dwarven oil, which I knew it. My gamer sense lied to me. It said I didn't need it, but apparently I did. So, I stood here for a long while reading this note, but don't know why. Don't know why I didn't just cut it out. I was sitting here for a good while, just reading the note. I was reading it. Okay, I kept reading it. Okay, I kept reading it. I kept reading it some more. You know, this is Skyrim. All the notes could be possibly useful for anything at all, so I kept reading it. And then I stopped. I got my fill of information. So I clicked the button. You just popped the button out, and then suddenly I had a dwarven slave. Woohoo! Everyone knows they like robot slaves. Like those Megatrons, or those Autobots, or whatever. I was wondering what my slave could do, though. It said for me to summon the slave, but I don't know what my slave could do. So I wandered around for a minute, looked at some more buttons, thought, oh, maybe if I press a button. Went to go see if that did anything. It didn't. My slave kind of just rolled around on the ground, like one of those Byakugans, or... No, that's from Naruto. Those Beyblades, like one of those little Beyblades, or... No, what are those metal things? I think they're called... Bakugans. That sounds kind of normal, right? They're kind of like Beyblades, but they're like metal, and they roll them on the ground, and there's a metal piece or like a magnet piece on the bottom, and they pop up, and literally that's what it reminds me of. Like, their design and everything is the same. It's literally like a play on Beyblades. But anyways, like I said, my gamer sense lied to me, and I did need that dwarven oil. Turns out it didn't have anything to grease its gears. My dwarven slave has been kind of hiding away for quite a few thousand years, so I figured, it needed some oil to grease its little elbows. Finally it worked, and lo and behold, I ended up being able to get another slave. Yeah, I ended up getting another slave. Popped down here, put a thing in it, which, yet again, knew I was going to need it, pushed another button, and boom, dwarven slave, little dwarven spider dude. This slave didn't do anything, but I did sort of realize I could make other slaves that did other things, which I then decided to use to my advantage and have them clean up my place a little bit for me, because I wanted little slaves to do that for me instead of using little hard work. They're like children, you birth them, you create them, and then for the rest of their lives, you make them do whatever you want. Just like my mother did to me. Just kidding. If that was true, I would still be her slave right now, and she'd be making me clean her house. But finally, I'm away from her. Also, that's sad. At the same time, if any of you are going through that, I could see why you would be triggered. So please do not blast me in the comments, because I hate guns and bombs and key blasts. So please don't blast me. I get it, because it was a blast joke. I'll blast myself in the brain with a Glock 9. A Glock 9? Is that even a Glock? A Glock 9? A 9? 9mm Glock? Is that a thing? I assume so. I'm pretty sure. Probably 9mm long. It's pretty funny. Anyways. Yeah, this is the place so far. I was actually kind of surprised about it. I thought it was going to be even trashier. Although I am going to say that negative points on those little slaves for leaving the spider webs kind of makes me wonder if they purposefully did it. But, not going to question. Maybe they just didn't see it. Maybe they're just like blind to the webs. I don't know. Maybe they're too sticky for them. Gets all in their gears, gets all in their joints. Maybe they wouldn't be able to move after that. I don't know. I can't really say anything about it, but anyways, I gave Mr. Krabs a few of my things, or well, I took some of Mr. Krab, a few of my from some stuff from him, and decided to put some stuff away. This is where the smithing and crafting area is, I'm guessing. This is like this room over here is more of like a guest room, I think. I really don't know. They have so many rooms in this. It's kind of weird. And it's almost like they intended for you to have multiple people stay, but I don't really think multiple people can stay. Makes me kind of wonder if the Dwemer home was built for multiple people, which I'm guessing it might be, but who can say for sure? This is another guest room. Not really anything else interesting in here. There's an alchemy table, and then there's one of these trophy stands, which I'm assuming was meant for the dwarven spiders and all the other Dwemer looking things, just to have for extra decoration, which I find pretty cool, but still not gonna tell anything about that. Anyways, continuing on to the next room, because there's nothing really... Oh, wait, no. Yeah. No, there's nothing else really interesting in here. I kept kind of walking around for a little bit, just trying to show off everything about this place just because, why not? This is one of the other main things that I was doing in this video. I know it seems really short, like I went to go do one thing with the college Winterhold, which I realized this while I was editing, but didn't really click in my mind beforehand. Oh yeah, this is also the master bedroom, by the way. Didn't know if you could tell. It has a neat fireplace and a neat bed. All jokes aside, this place is pretty cool. It's got literally everything you need. It's got the big bedroom. It's got, an enchanting room. It's got an alchemy table, smithing area, a place where you can put all your armor and stuff. Sure, there's not a super big trophy room, like I would have assumed there would have been, but it does have a lot of nice decor and Dwemer aesthetics, so I guess it fits the job if you really are into a role-playing type character that has a lot of different followers, maybe. I could imagine that if you somehow got a bunch of followers and had mods to set their locations to here, make them stay here, that you could have them all walk around with Dwemer armor, kind of just chilling around, looking like they're Dwemer slaves or just Dwemer people or something. I would really like to see this entire place filled with Dwemer people. As you can see here, Mr. Krabs wanted to come into the steam room, which I honestly also thought was really nice. Nice steam room. What can I say? Mr. Krabs likes being boiled. The boiled crab. And yes, that is also the name of the crab, Mr. Krabs. I know it's not original because it's that crab from, SpongeBob. But no, wait, no. The crab from SpongeBob is Sebastian. The crab from Little Mermaid's Mr. Krabs. Okay, never mind. That's the crab from Little Mermaid. Sorry, I get it confused. All crabs look the same to me, so it doesn't matter. Anyways, I also like this room too. It's just the food room. And I'm not saying that's because I'm fat. I'm saying it's because I like food and I'm obese. Fat and obese are two different things. Get it right. I like this little water right there. I like the attention to detail in this place, honestly. The water right there for cooking, to boil things, and, the knife and axe for cutting things, and all the raw meat, and then the cooked meat, and all the other stuff like that. This nice room. I imagine, this place, this room's perfect for this character, because of the fact that she is a queen, so it fits well to have a throne and a whole throne room almost. I could imagine that when this place was above ground it made more sense, which I kind of wish you could do because that'd make it look a lot better. But yeah, anyways, 10 out of 10 on this mod still. Well, 9 out of 10 or 8 out of 10, an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10, because of the fact that, it doesn't have too much in the way of storage, I suppose, which I mainly use a house for anyways, is storage. But the way it looks really nice. So yeah, that's that. But anyways, guys, let me know in the comments down below, because I'm planning on, in the next video, just doing the entirety of the Winterhold questline. Maybe not in one video, but would you want to see it in big chunks, in one video doing 5 or 6 quests, or as many as I can do, or what? Let me know in the comments below. But I hope you all enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you have made it to the end of this video, because, you might as well just to stay tuned for the next ones. But I hope you all have a good rest of your night, since by the time this uploads, it'll probably be 7 or 8. Anyways, have a good rest of your day, or night, whenever you're watching this, and I hope you tune in next time for another episode. Goodbye.